Hello, welcome back to another Marvel's Not video. In this video, we're going to be showing you some decks. I've kind of changed it up a little bit. I'm sick and tired of doing meta decks, so I'm just going to be going to change it up to just trying to find off-meta decks. The problem is trying to find off-meta decks that are good and aren't too crazy. Like, some of these will be close to decks you've seen, right? But with different takes on it, different changes. Some of them just might be straight up decks that you've seen around, but you wouldn't say, if when you see it, you wouldn't be like, oh my god, that is a meta deck. I can't be bothered playing against these meta decks, right? So, yeah. Before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like. It helps a lot with the algorithm. YouTube really cares about likes and stuff. It helps the channel a lot. It helps me grow, helps me get seen. Yeah, so let's get into it. So first up, this is my deck that I've been playing. It's like discard mill deck. I actually love this deck. This is the most fun I've had this season. It's kind of when I'm playing, not looking to record or on stream. This is kind of the deck I go to and play right now. Straight up, Captain America, Sam. Captain America, doesn't matter which way you call it. It's kind of just in here because you need initiative for like sneaking out some NTW plays, and he's just the best 2-drop in the game by far right now. So he's in there, but you could swap him out for like a Gambit. A Gambit would be really nice. Not Gambit, Grandmaster. Right, let's see Gambit, let's see Double Moon Knight, Silver Samurai if you wanted to, you know, whatever, right? So yeah, you can try it that way. Next up, we have, what do we have next? A Kahari deck. This is one of these ones that might be a little close to meta stuff, but I don't know if you can class Kahari as meta. Right, look, there's not even Zabu in this list, which is crazy to me. But I've seen someone post this, or a similar version of this anyway. I'm not sure if it was this exact list that they'd got Infinite with and were climbing quite well with, so I wanted to put it out there, right? Like a Vicky Hand, Misery, Kahari list, right? You're gonna generate a lot of cards, you got Kahari to buff everything, you got Vicky Hand to come down. It's interesting to not have Fire Hair in here. Myself, I'd have had Fire Hair in here somewhere. Not sure what you could drop. I'd probably drop Rocket and Groot myself for a Fire Hair and get extra stuff, but you know, not me. It's not my deck. Next up, we got Junk. Junk is one of these decks that are meta, right? But I kind of wanted to try and get the Cersei version. There's plenty of different ways you can go with it, right? Like most, probably in the mill meta deck is to have Red Hulk in here, right, over the Cersei, and yeah, maybe not the Shang-Chi. Maybe have another Hobgoblin in here, but I kind of wanted something a little different. I almost went with like the Sentry stuff, but I kind of covered that recently, and I've seen it a little bit more than I've seen this version. So Cersei's kind of the change to it. But like I said at the start, right, some of these decks will be close to decks you've seen and meta decks, and this is definitely the closest one. I just kind of wanted a Cersei Junk deck, and this is the one I found that's been getting played. Okay, next up, another Kahari deck with Dino. I wanted Dino in here. I did a Dino deck when Kahari came out and said Dino needed a buff. He did get a buff, that magical +1 power that everyone knows and loves. I'm surprised it wasn't +2, but then again, if it was a 5/5, it might be a little strong in the early like series, so they've got to be careful about that. But yeah, Dino Kahari stuff with Vicky Hand, right? You're just going to generate a little crap ton of cards. You've got Collector in here to grow. You get a load of cards down, Collector, Vicky Hand pops off. You know how it is. You got Quinjet, make everything cheaper. You get your Kahari down. You got Frigga if you want to copy like your Vicky Hand and then just play a load of like cheap cards like I don't know, hop off of Mariah Hill a couple of times, Snow Guard stuff, whatever, right? Pretty interesting list. What was that? Oops, that was 4. Where are we? 5. 5. This move Spider-Man 2099 deck. 2099's been seen a little bit more play. I don't know who it was that put him in the deck this season or the end of last season, whatever it was, right? The 2099's been getting a little bit more play. I wanted to try him out. I did what's the bird called? The bird Red Wing deck with it. But this is not a Red Wing deck. It's just it's like old school move, right? It's not the scream stuff. It's not the bounce stuff. It's just old school move, right? You got all your move cards. You got your cloak, your strange, your Heimdall in here, your Iron Fist, your Ghost Spider. You know, you got everything. It's old school move, right? So I want to put this in here. Next up, we have this buff Galactus deck. This popped up what 2-3 seasons ago, I think it was. Well, it was doing really. It was seeing a lot of play. It was around, and it was probably close to being called meta, but I don't think it lasted long enough for me to class it as a meta deck, right? I think it lasted like a week, if that, right? Where a lot of people were playing it. I don't know who came up with it, but a lot of people started playing it, and it was everywhere, right? Because you don't expect it. You've got all these buffs up here. You know, your Fastos can put Galactus down to 5 cost. You got Galacta to give him the buff. Gwenpool can buff him. You got your Surfer playlist in here if you want to go Surfer stuff, right? You got your BP stuff. You got your Symbiote Spider-Man. All these options. So, yeah, I wanted to show this deck off again because it popped up and I've seen it. I was like, damn, I haven't actually played against that in a while. Next up, High Evo stuff. I wanted a Luna Snow deck, and she can fit in quite a few spots, right? You know, like the ramp stuff, you kind of use it to ramp out like Sarah's or into a Blink, into getting a big 6-drop out or whatever, right? But I wanted to try it in High Evo because High Evo doesn't get enough love. You get your wands, you get your High Evo cards, and your Cyclops, your Misty, your Abomination, and your Hulk. You got Magic for some extra turns. I'm not a big fan of Magic. I don't know what it is. I feel like every time I get the Magic combo, I've got Magic and the cards I want, someone will have a Legion. So it just kind of scarred me. It's got Moon Girl in here. This is why I wanted this. I wanted to show this little. Like the Moon Girl. If you can get enough, you can get your Abomination cheap. If you ramped up and you've got your She-Hulk in hand, you can get that for cheap, right? So you could like skip on 5. If you like Luna into Moon Girl or something, right? You could skip and have 2 She-Hulks down on 6. If they've got Manus Power, Abomination get cheap. You know, you got all these options, and yeah, might actually play some of that tomorrow. Next up, a Guardian deck with Jean Grey is kind of the card that pulls it all together. You get your Storms, your War Machines, so you can play in all these lanes. Professor X to lock down a lane. You know, of course, the best card in the game, NTW, locking down the lane. This gives me proper old school vibes, right? Just old school lockdown stuff. Before Storm became a 4-drop and just kind of being unplayable, I guess. Like back when she was a 3, you could probably get away with stuff like this a little bit better. Now she's a 4, it's a little harder to get away with it, right? Because of just how it works. It can be a little awkward at times. But you got your Guardians here for the power, NTW to help lock down the lane, War Machine to reach the lane, Professor X to lock down the lane even harder. You know, you got all these options. Wait, that was 8. 9. Okay, 9 was this is another one that was kind of close to meta stuff a little while ago, right? Like a season ago, maybe even longer than that. This was popping up everywhere, right? You got the Black Knight and you got your War Machine, so you can play out your Ebony Maw and your Infinite anyways. Then you've got your Black Knight to hit an Infinite or something like that with your Lady Sif to get a big Ebony Blade. We bring it back with Ghost Rider. You got armor to protect yourself, all this stuff, right? So I just wanted to show this. I'm not sold on Adam Warlock myself. I don't know about that, but it is what it is. It was in this list that I found, so I haven't played around with this list, but I've seen it had a decent start, so I wanted to show it off. And the last deck is Patriot. Patriot got another amazing buff, one of those big buffs, you know, +1. Woohoo! Special. Alright. I played Patriot and started season with Goliath, and I think it was fantastic. Patriot just kind of slept on. One of my comfort picks. I actually love Patriot because of how easy it can be to get off some power. This is a little greedy, and the reason this wasn't played as much was because Enchantress was everywhere, right? this is a definitely greedy one. Like, you got no protection against Enchantress. You're playing Moonstone, so you want to stack stuff up. You could go the Doom stuff if you want to at least have some other options, right? The Doom Patriot list is probably stronger, but I didn't want to do that because it's too close to Doom 29 meta list, so I want to do a different version. Anyways, it's enough rambling. Don't forget to like the video, and I'll catch you tomorrow for another video.